Hi, my name is Emily Browning, and I will be covering Chapter 2, The Power of Culture. In Chapter 2, we explored the power that culture has in our lives and our classrooms. But what even is culture? How we define something that the author describes as like air. Of course, culture is all the things that we typically describe as, well, culture, such as books, movies, games, music. These are often the explicit aspects of culture, but culture, it's so much more. Culture has the ability to shape our mannerisms, our philosophy. It has the ability to impact how we think and view the world and others. These implicit functions of culture can be harder to recognize, but they still have a profound impact on our students. Pang breaks down culture into 3 levels. The first level, level 1, is composed of the tangible elements of culture. These are the artifacts that anthropologists go crazy for. Things such as what we eat, how we dress, the music we listen to, and yes, even the memes that we share with each other, all fall under this first level. Level 2 is defined by the author as interactional patterns, customs, and practices. While these elements of culture aren't as direct as encompassed as those in level 1, they are still readily visible. For example, how we greet each other, the volume at which we speak, and what gender norms we follow and view in our society all fall under their second category. The last level of culture can be harder to see with the naked eye, but it still plays an important part in dictating how societies function. Everything from our sense of right and wrong, to our faith, and even what makes us afraid can all be described within this context of the third level of culture. Of course, these levels are always interacting with each other. For example, faith can play an important role in dictating gender roles, which then has an enormous influence on the type of clothing that is worn by individuals. Our students, no matter their backgrounds, are all cultural hodgepodges to one extent or another. As teachers, it is our job to ensure that we have an adequate understanding of all the different cultural levels that shape and influence our students. Moreover, though, it is important to use this knowledge to ensure that our hidden curriculum is inclusive of all these cultural elements. Without this introspection, we run the risk of letting our implicit values and practices culturally isolate our diverse student populations. Ultimately, we need to ensure that we are not letting the dominant culture of white, middle-class America dominate our classrooms. Teachers have an important function as cultural transmitters in society. Although by no means the only cultural influence in a student's life, teachers do have an incredible amount of power. Therefore, it is important that as educators, we ask ourselves, what has shaped our worldview? This is particularly important as we take on the role of warriors against institutional racism. As we design our lessons, set and enforce classroom standards for behavior, we need to be mindful as to whether or not we are subconsciously contributing to the system of racial oppression in our country. Even more so, I would argue that as teachers, who have for centuries enjoyed the privileges of being white in the United States, we have a responsibility to be proactive fighters against racial inequality. Thank you.